Hey guys, back here at Avon. We have our brand new electrical panel. And this part of San Diego, it actually has certain fire requirements and fire codes that we have to meet. You look up here and you can see we have all our building paper here and our wire here for our stucco. This metal is called a weep screed. This is so that water can relieve itself in behind the stucco, because stucco is porous. It's a concrete based material. That actually has to be stucco, that whole eave, and wrapped around the wood fascia. The fire can't get up inside the eaves. That's where typically fires start a lot of times in houses, either from the roof or they get up inside the eaves and inside the blocks and stuff, and then that's where the fire gets into the attic and then it starts spreading from there. So this part of San Diego here, this is part of our fire requirement that we box all that in, so it's completely encased with concrete basically. So this vent right here, because we have a raised foundation in this part of the house to ventilate the crawl space underneath the house. You see up there in the middle, we have a gable vent. That's for the roof, or for the attic area can breathe, because we gotta have that cross ventilation through the attic. Anyway, so we got our deck out here, you guys. But this is a little deck that's off the dining room and off the master bedroom. And it's just a nice little sitting area. In addition to the big deck that we have out of the living room over the garage. This little box with the wires right here, there's actually 3 of them across here. There's one here, one in between the 2 sliding glass doors, and one at the very end. These are actually boxes for the lights to come out. So after the stucco gets finished, we'll put the new light out here. Anytime you have an exterior door, you have to have a light on the outside of it anyway. I think the tractor's going to be here next week, and it's going to be moving all this dirt around and grading everything and really getting this property nice and cleaned up. If you look up, Jamie, or look into the walls here, everything's insulated. The drywall's being delivered tomorrow morning. I added an extra light on this deck for a reason, and I'll show you why right now. So I got my light on each side of the sliding glass door. One here and one here. I added this light after the fact because we need to make sure we have a nice floodlight out here. So I added that one up high right here in the middle of the deck so it illuminates this whole area. We passed all the inspections today. Everything's passed. The framing, mechanical, plumbing, electrical, insulation, everything. Everything's signed off right now. You see, you guys, we have this T connection right here for the gas line. Once you cover this up, you won't get to see it anymore. So let's make sure that you get this properly inspected by the county or the city building department. So I got this clamp right here, you guys. This is a bonding clamp to this galvanized pipe, because if you see right behind there's that green wire. That's actually a grounding wire right there. You see this little box right here too, Jamie? It's either the plug or the switch. And when we go around there, that'll make sense in a minute, and I'll point it back out again for a second. This is the cable wire, you guys. So what we did here was we looked at the layout of the house and layout of the living room area. So okay, our couch is probably gonna be over there. So this is probably where the most functional to put a television. So we went ahead and wired an outlet here for the plug, and we got the cable in here for the TV, but we went ahead and put one high also, so that way they can wall mount their TV if they elect to, opposed to just having it sitting on a piece of furniture down here. And you see in the kitchen we got our nice can lights in here, our recessed lighting. So we got a couple over here, so 6 total in here, and then 1 center light over the sink itself. So you see right here, this is our gas line. There's our gas line, and you see it still has this pressure gauge on. So that way when the inspector came this morning, he can see that it was holding its pressure. This ducting here is our exhaust duct to go up out through the roof. We wanted the bed to be centered on this wall between the 2 windows, so we added an additional plug. We moved the one that was on the center here. We moved it over here, but we added another one over on this side. So that way you can imagine you got your bed here with the nightstands on each side. You have a place to plug in a lamp or a place to plug in a telephone. So we got our cable right here, Jamie. High and low both. All right, so we go in here. We got our master bathroom. Everything's all plumbed and ready to go. See here we got a hot and cold water lines. Blue means cold, red means hot. So let me show you right here is, and they got the insulation just sitting right in the way. This here, you guys, we want to show it to you. This is the attic access. So the attic access has a certain dimension it has to be 24 by 30. The reason why the attic access is right here, because it's right next to where the furnace is. That little outlet right there is a switch for the light. See this blocking? This blocking is for our handrail. So you got to think about those kind of things. You think about your toilet paper holders and your towel bars and anything that's going to be wall mounted. You want to make sure you add additional blocking in here for your framing, so that way you can screw to it. So once your wall board's on here or your drywall, you won't be able to see those things anymore, but you know you got additional backing behind here to be able to put your anchors. Insulation is only required in the exterior walls and the floor of a non-insulated area. This garage is a very deep garage, you guys. It only requires that it needs to be 20 foot deep as a standard garage, and this garage is about 25 feet deep, 2.5 feet just for the washer and dryer itself. A standard car usually is going to be about 16 feet or so. I'm super excited because tomorrow they're starting to hang drywall. When we come back here next week, this house is going to be closed in. Now we have our structural shape. Now we're going to start seeing a lot of the finished materials coming in. All right, that was very informative today. Our drain lines here for the washer and dryer. Oh, water. I think this is the part where she speeds up the video or something, you know?